You're watching the award-winning GHS-TV, a nationally recognized student television station.
Hello, and welcome to this week's edition of GHS-TV's award-winning talk show Crosstalk. I'm your host, Scarlett Simpson. Each week in this time slot, we take a look at different issues, personalities, and events that affect you and our community. Since the 20th century, women have been stepping out of traditional roles and making an impact in the world around them through community service. Organizations like the Memphis Women's Exchange, the Junior League of Memphis, and the Women's Foundation for a Greater Memphis provide a channel for women in the Memphis area to lead the way in serving our community. Today, representatives from these three organizations will share with us a little more about what they do and how you can get involved. First, let's take a look at the Women's Exchange of Memphis.
The Women's Exchange of Memphis is a nonprofit organization helping others help themselves since 1885. The Women's Exchange sells high-quality, excellent handmade goods by those who might be homeless, suffering economically, take care of their children as stay-at-home moms, or have disabled family members, or maybe disabled themselves.
The Women's Exchange for me means a lot because as a young mother with a daughter that was in school, I was able to quit my full-time job and stay home and still make money.
I enjoy it because I get to do a variety of different things, and as many of the women here, we come with a group of job skills from our past.
We also offer a tea room where we serve lunch daily from 11:30 until 1:45.
If you visit us, you will see that we've got our 7th annual Women's Exchange Art Gallery, newly remodeled, beautiful facility where it features approximately 100 artists.
So ladies do this for various reasons that they do it. It could be just because they love the creativity side of it. They do it because they need the income. It's just a wonderful place.
Please come in and buy and look at peruse our beautiful work. My husband would be happy if you might purchase some of the items that I'm very.
Joining me now is Nora Boswell, Executive Director of the Women's Exchange of Memphis. Ms. Boswell, thank you so much for being on the show today.
Thank you for having me.
Well, as we heard in the video, the Women's Exchange of Memphis has been around since 1885. Can you tell us about some of the history?
Yes, the Women's Exchange began as a marketplace to provide financial security for women by selling their handmade goods. In 1885, during that time period, it was frowned upon for women to work outside of the home. A lot of them were widowed after war and disease, and this was an opportunity for them to provide for their families.
Well, you know, Ms. Boswell, your organization is one of the oldest in the area. How has it changed over the years?
We have moved several times now into a facility that we've been in actually for 55 years, where we offer a tea room, which we did not have before, and we have branched out through helping other nonprofits by selling their handmade goods at our shop.
Well, what all does your organization do for the community?
We offer a chance to learn how to do crafts. We go to other nonprofits and help teach students to do the same, and we provide employment opportunities for these individuals.
Well, it was mentioned in the video that Memphis Women's Exchange mission is to help others to help themselves. But Ms. Boswell, what is your personal mission behind everything you do?
Is to really make a difference, to take someone who is in a complicated situation and to see them thrive and have dignity again and feel good about what they're doing and produce something and know that they have value in what they're doing.
Well, we know you are a fundraiser, but what specific ways do you raise money?
We have special events all year. We have an art gallery, which we just ended. We also have a consignment shop that we do, which is antiques, which is a little bit different. And we do a fish fry. We have something called Rev's Dinner. And right now we are renovating for our kitchen. So we have the hat collection. It's actually a construction hat where we're collecting loose change.
Well, you just mentioned your consignment shop. Can you talk about the importance of your consignment shop?
Yes, it actually is the way that we help those who need assistance. So we provide a marketplace, the consignment shop, to sell those items for those individuals. We are in a 7,200 square foot building and have a lot of space to help sell and do well for those who need it.
Well, Ms. Boswell, why do you think it's important for the community to support local artists?
Because a lot of times handwork and those types of things are lost, especially something like tatting, and it's important for those traditions to carry on. And as you know, a lot of the times art is something that is being pulled out of the communities, and it really needs to be restored because there's different people in the world and we all have different talents and need to encourage those talents.
Well, each month you show off local artists and you provide a retail venue for local seamstresses. Can you take me through the process of choosing art?
So, for instance, when someone brings something to us, we kind of take a look at it and see if it is marketed in our area, meaning that we know that our particular customer might purchase those items. We help actually instruct those individuals to do more work if necessary, or say, yes, this is great. Our seamstresses kind of go through a little bit of a pattern of checking how their seams are done. We do French seams and entredos, which is particular to our clothing. And our seamstresses, we actually give them all the fabric and everything they may need to produce the item, and we pay them per piece.
Well, as you mentioned earlier, you do in fact have a tea room. What all do you offer?
Our tea room, we are open Monday through Saturday, and we have a menu that changes daily, but we do have a 4-vegetable plate that is offered every day, a hot entree, like today was roast pork, and we have soup and sandwich and salads.
Well, Ms. Boswell, your tea room is actually fully staffed by only volunteers. How do you think this gets the message across of what you're doing inside your organization?
It shows how much commitment that we have to pursue the mission of the Women's Exchange by helping others help themselves. And we feel that the membership itself is benefiting from that because they too bond and become friends of those who they may not have been friends of before. And that kind of helps each other, and it shows that this is something that we want to have on for another 100 years.
Well, you do in fact have a set of cookbooks. Can you tell me a little bit more about that?
We have 4 cookbooks that were written, and the red one is the most favorite of all, which we hope to produce again. Right now we have Tea Room Treasures, which are a lot of recipes that we serve in our tea room, and we did one just a couple of years ago called Compliments of, and that was recipes that were submitted by our members.
Well, the Women's Exchange of Memphis continues to thrive even after 132 years. Why do you think this is?
I really think that we have a lot of strong women who are doing great work, and I think it's their strength and their endurance to keep it going and make it what it needs to be, and I do believe that's why we keep moving on.
Well, Ms. Boswell, are you planning on changing anything with the women's organization, or do you plan on keeping your original vision?
We have only just kind of tweaked it a little, which is to be more opportunity for other philanthropies to give back to them, and we've kind of incorporated that into our mission.
Well, we've been talking about the Women's Exchange as a whole, but why did you become involved?
Honestly, it's because I love the art, and especially when I was a child, I actually went there with my mother and my grandmother. It's kind of a tradition, and it just is one of those things that you just want to be a part of, and you feel like you're at home when you're there.
Well, for the viewers who don't know, how can you become involved?
You have many opportunities. You can volunteer. You can become a member of the Women's Exchange. There's several different things. Like in the summertime, we incorporate high school students to actually come and volunteer service hours in our tea room. But the majority of the help that we need is definitely volunteer hours to help serve our customers.
Well, Ms. Boswell, thank you again for being on the show today.
Thank you very much.
We've got to take a break. When we return, we'll continue exploring some of the many women's organizations committed to making Memphis a better place. Stay with us.
wish I was in school.
If only I had a math test today. I'll stay after class. I'll clean the chalkboard.
I wish I was in school.
School ends, but free lunches for your kids don't have to. Find your local food bank at feedingamerica.org/summer meals for help.
Hello and welcome to Cable Quiz, the academic.
Do you know how incredible it is to work at a TV station in high school?
GHS-TV is a student-run television station.
There's so many things you can do here at GHS-TV. You can be in front or behind the camera or both. You have that opportunity. There are no limits.
Well, we have sports and we have news and we have entertainment. So the students here get a well-rounded view of what it's like to be in the TV field.
It's my life. It's what I want to do.
From all of us here at GHS-TV, thanks for starting your morning with us. For more information about the Kappa program, visit ghskappa.com or call 755-7775. You're watching the award-winning GHS-TV, a nationally recognized student television station.
Welcome back to Crosstalk. I'm your host, Scarlett Simpson. The Junior League of Memphis works hard year-round to revitalize Memphis neighborhoods through action and advocacy. Here with me now is Community Manager Natalie Cathcart. Ms. Cathcart, thank you so much for being on the show today.
I'm excited to be here, thanks.
Well, Ms. Cathcart, Junior League did start in 1922, which was 95 years ago. How did it all get started?
We are part of the Association of Junior Leagues International, which started about 5 years before that. 17 women in Memphis decided they wanted to give back to disadvantaged children, which were orphans and blind children here in Memphis. And they wanted a way to give back, very similar to the Women's Exchange that we just talked about. They also wanted to be able to do something outside the home. It's changed a lot over the last 95 years. 90% of our women now are women who work outside the home, but they still want to give back to the city of Memphis.
Well, you focus primarily on the development of the potential of women. How do you do so?
So the Junior League of Memphis has a three-pronged mission. Like you said, the development of the potential of women, improving communities, and so we work on training women to be leaders in their community, to be leaders in volunteer organizations, both at their work and also in the Memphis community through volunteer work, through fundraising, and giving back to the city of Memphis.
Well, the president of Junior League, Jennifer Taylor, has said, quote, the Junior League of Memphis has shaped me to be the woman I am today. Ms. Cathcart, is that true for you as well?
It is. When I joined the Junior League of Memphis 9 years ago, being a leader in my community is not something that I ever thought I would do. I joined the Junior League of Memphis to be able to give back to the Memphis community and to learn more about the Memphis community because I had just moved here. Since that time, I never thought I would be on board like I am now, but I feel like I am now a leader not only in the Junior League but also at my workplace and in other community organizations that I am a member of.
Well, you have over 1,600 members at the Junior League, which is quite a lot. Why do you think organizations like yours have grown in popularity over the years?
I feel like the Junior League of Memphis gives you an opportunity to give back to your community. Those members, about 130 of them are provisionals, about 500 of them are active members, and the remainder of those are sustainer members, members who want to continue to give back to their community after they've served their 10 years or more in the Junior League of Memphis. I think women want to be involved in their community and they want structured ways to give back, and that's what the Junior League of Memphis offers. Also, those ongoing training opportunities are very important to our members.
Well, what is your LEAD program and why is it important?
LEAD is a program that trains volunteers. It trains nonprofit leadership, and so it's open to non-Junior League members and Junior League members alike. It allows members to serve a semester learning about different parts of a nonprofit and how to lead in a nonprofit environment. We can use that in the Junior League type environment where it's a nonprofit volunteer organization, or it may be taken to a nonprofit that is an organization where the one may or may not work. So it's open to men and women.
Well, Ms. Cathcart, can you talk some about your community partnerships and programs?
That's my love of the Junior League. The whole 9 years I've been in the Junior League, I've done community programs. Right now we have 16 community programs, 8 of which we work with local nonprofits. For example, some of those are like MAM, Baptist Camp Good Grief, and First Works are just 3 examples of those. We work with an outside nonprofit and run a program that they have developed. The other 8 of those programs are called internal programs, and those are what I run. Those 8 programs are completely 100% developed by the Junior League of Memphis. My favorite one is called GROW. We actually run GROW in 2 different neighborhoods now. We run GROW in the Binghamton neighborhood, and we also run GROW in the Berkeley neighborhood. And those GROW programs are focused on education and family strengthening, bringing those families together to learn about something that they need to learn about to be able to better their days, and also then having a meal together. We bring in a lot of different opportunities they may not have ever seen in the Memphis community before, and allow them to learn and thrive with us.
Well, your Mary Marketplace is one of the most popular events and the biggest fundraisers. What can women expect to see when they come?
Our Mary Marketplace 2017 is going to be held at the Racquet Club of Memphis. It's a premier shopping venue. It will be held from November 9th through November 11th. The first night on Thursday night, November 9th, we will be having Girls Night Out. So it will be a shopping venue open just for women with snacks and appetizers, drinks, those types of things. On November 10th, we're going to have Veterans Day special called Sheroes. So not just heroes, but heroes that are women. And that's a 2-for-1 ticket offering. That is one of our largest fundraisers, and all of the money that is raised there goes back into the Junior League of Memphis to help better the community.
Well, you do in fact have something called the Repeat Boutique, which was just expanded just last year.
It is. The Repeat Boutique is our resale shop on Summer Avenue. It is located in one of our neighborhoods. We focus on 3 neighborhoods. As you said, we are focused on neighborhood revitalization, and we focus on 3 neighborhoods, Binghamton, Berkeley, and Highland Heights. The Repeat Boutique has been located there in one of our target neighborhoods for years. Not only does it allow us to make money, and it's one of our largest fundraisers, it's bigger than some of our other fundraisers that are more well known, but it also gives back to that community. It allows those women that come and shop there, women and men who shop there, to thrive in their community and have something that's a great offering in their community.
Well, your annual Women's Summit is a special event you hold each year, and you feature guest speakers. Who all are you honoring for the Women's Summit of 2018?
So the 2018 Women's Summit will be March 22nd. We're very excited about this year. This is our 3rd annual year, and it is a leadership summit that allows women to learn about leadership both in the nonprofit world and the profit world. Our keynote speaker this year is Erin Brockovich, which is a name that you probably know from the movies. We're excited to have this strong woman come and speak with us and teach us what she's learned from her profit work out in the community, and how she was able to grow in her teachings.
Now, we all know volunteer work is amazing, but why do you think a volunteer organization like yours run by women is important?
I feel like women have a special thing to offer to their community. We have a different mindset to offer. We have a strong sense of community and communication. We work well together. We're able to bring our strengths that we learn in the home environment and in the work environment and bring them all together to work better together. It's just nothing like I've ever worked with before.
Well, Ms. Cathcart, thank you for being on the show today and for supporting Memphis women.
Thank you, Scarlett.
We have to take another short break, but when we return, we will learn more about how the Women's Foundation for Greater Memphis is changing our community one generation at a time.
We just finished dinner and it was time for homework.
He hates homework.
It makes no sense.
I don't know how he finds anything in his backpack.
I can't find my backpack.
I couldn't even read his handwriting.
Holding the pencil makes my hand hurt.
I know he's bright.
Why is it so hard for me?
He's just
trying
gotta
as
try a
hard
little
as
harder.
I can.
When you can see learning and attention issues from their side, you can be on their side. Go to understood.org, a free online resource with support and tools to help your child thrive.
I'll never forget the day our landlord called and said, read your lease. No pets allowed. My owner tells him my dog ate the lease, but that didn't work. And now I'm stuck in a shelter. But this pit bull is ready for a new crib. I'm loving, loyal, and play well with others. So don't be intimidated by all my muscles, because the biggest one I have is my heart. That's right, I said it.
You're watching the award-winning GHS-TV, a nationally recognized student television station.
Welcome back to Crosstalk. I'm your host, Scarlett Simpson. The Women's Foundation for a Greater Memphis has been focused on serving the impoverished areas of the Memphis community one generation at a time. Let's take a look.
In 1995, the Women's Foundation for a Greater Memphis is a nonprofit organization of women helping women break the cycle of poverty through philanthropy, leadership, and collaboration. The Women's Foundation for Greater Memphis has played a major role as a backbone organization, aligning people, resources, and coordinating community-based services through the two-generation approach, a method to strategically tackle intergenerational poverty. The Women's Foundation invests in programs that provide supportive services to individuals and their families. What the Women's Foundation learns through Vision 2020 will build a framework to combat poverty throughout the city and the nation for many years. It will empower low-income women to become economically self-sufficient and be strong role models for their children. In 2016, the Women's Foundation announced a $1 million investment to 22 grantee partners with programs focused on supporting the Vision 2020 goals. Because of your support, the Women's Foundation is able to continue moving the vision forward. Through the power of philanthropy, leadership, and collaboration, the Women's Foundation for Greater Memphis's impact is widespread, producing outcomes that change lives.
Here to tell us more is Development Manager Lindsay Stanfill. Ms. Stanfill, thank you for being on the show today.
Well, thank you for having me.
Well, your organization is only 22 years old, which is fairly new. How did it start?
So the Women's Foundation started with Murdy Buckman. She helped found the organization, and herself and a group of other women that were very philanthropic in our community said, you know, I think we could do a lot more if we combined our resources and really focus that on women and children, because there weren't a whole lot of organizations that did that at the time. And so it started out through the Community Foundation for Greater Memphis and then turned into the Women's Foundation.
Well, Ms. Stanfill, Women's Foundation for a Greater Memphis is all about community. Can you tell me about some of the ways you support our community?
So right now, as you saw in the video, we are focused on the zip code 38126, which is one of the poorest communities in Memphis and in the country. So that is located just south of downtown. Foot Homes is in the heart of that community. So we're focused on reducing poverty in that area by 5% by the year 2020. So far we've invested $2.2 million to programs in that area that focus on women and families. And we use a two-generation approach, which is really family-oriented. It focuses on providing services, resources, tools, programs for children and their parents so that they can become role models for their children.
Well, I want to talk about your Vision 2020 project, which aims to reduce poverty.
Yes, it does. Like I said, we're in 38126. We have coming up in September, well, it is September already, September 29th, it is our back to school drive. We are providing over 1,000 backpacks to students at Booker T. Washington High School and LaRose Elementary School, which is located in the heart of 38126. And we have over 200 volunteers that come and help stuff those materials into backpacks, distribute them with the students, as well as we have corporate funders. FedEx is a sponsor of that, that's helping us provide these resources to students, and we're also providing community resources to parents.
Well, Ms. Stanfill, how do you think it's important to have an organization like yours run by women?
Well, another goal of the Women's Foundation is to support women's leadership. We are run by a 35-member board of women leaders in all different sectors of the community. And it's really important to highlight that women's leadership. And it's an organization of women helping women, which is really important to have the most impact, I think, when you have women leaders that are grantee partners, and those that we're supporting can not only look up to, but have a mentor and something to strive for.
Can you talk about some of the collaborations your foundation does?
Absolutely. We are collaborating with, we have 29 different partners in 38126. We focus on case management and wraparound services with places like Urban Strategies. They are really providing those basic needs for families to make sure that they have adequate shelter and their utilities and Also, we help with the relocation of foot homes. We're a large part of that redevelopment there and working with those families. We're also focused on financial literacy programs, and we work with programs that are organizations that have programs that provide that financial literacy and education, as well as youth development programs. We work with Boys and Girls Club, Girls Incorporated of Memphis, among others, and then also early childhood education through places like the Child Institute.
Well, your board of directors is largely made up of volunteers. Why do you think it's important to have leadership through volunteers?
So yes, our board is volunteer-based, and they're very engaged and involved through their corporate sponsorships. The corporations that they work for are always big supporters, as well as them personally providing support financially and through their time.
Well, Ms. Stanfield, your organization is inspirational to the younger generation of Memphis. Why do you think it's important for young girls to have an inspiration like your organization to look up to?
Well, I think that everybody needs that. You know, you have to see, where you can go. And our board is a great example of that, as well as our two-generation approach. So the impact and success of a young girl, as well as an entire family unit, is greater when the children have a role model to look up to, and that's really what we try to do by providing those different resources to parents or guardians, as well as to young girls and boys, so that it is a really full circle. It's full circle resources so that the entire family is successful.
Well, you do in fact have a very special event coming up this year, your Power of the Purse auction.
Yes, the Power of the Purse auction is the must-attend event of the season. It's our signature fall fundraiser, and it will be at the University Club on October 26th. It's a silent and live auction. We have our celebrity auctioneer, Amy Spiropoulos, this year, who's going to be helping us out, as well as we have our honorary chair is Natasha Fisdale, who is a great woman leader in the community. She just moved here. Her husband is the new coach of the Grizzlies, and she's been very supportive of the organization. We have everything from trips to purses to restaurant gift certificates, anything you can imagine, and all those proceeds support our Vision 2020.
Well, the Women's Foundation for Greater Memphis has done a lot for our community, but what do you see doing in the future for the community?
So we are, right now I said we're targeting 38126, and that with our Vision 2020 strategic plan, which was designed to help reduce poverty in that area, but then also to be used as a model in reducing poverty in other areas of our city and also throughout the country, and it's been nationally recognized as such.
Well, Ms. Stanfield, thank you so much for being on the show today.
Well, thank you so much for having me.
I would like to thank this week's guests for sharing with us the wonderful work they do to improve our community. Remember, Crosstalk can be seen each week at 9:30 a.m. and 7 p.m. on Mondays and Thursdays, Tuesdays and Thursdays at 2 a.m. and 12 p.m. and 7 p.m. on Sundays. For more information on our programming, please check us out on the web at GHS-TV.org, where we are streaming live 24 hours a day. You can also check us out on Facebook and Twitter. I'm Scarlett Simpson. From all of us at GHS-TV, thank you for watching Crosstalk, and I hope to see you again.